but can't tell you what it do. And I want to go back to one of the games with the greatest storyline ever conceived. No video game to this day has captured great storyline and dialogue. Now, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of compelling characters out there. Real shit. The Kratos, Arthur Morgan, what I'm saying? John Marston. I give John Marston his props. You know what I'm saying? Joel from Last of Us. We got a lot of compelling characters in gaming. But Kain stands out. And Raziel. And the Elder God. Even Mobius. The game that I'm talking about is Legacy of Kain. Blood Omen, Soul Reaver 2, Legacy of Kain Defiance. This dialogue has never been matched. That's why there is no remake of this game. Because you have to really, truly capture the essence of the plot and understand its true meaning. So we're going to talk about Kain and Raziel and Mobius. And we're going to play some clips. We ain't going to be here long. But we got to understand why Kain done what he done. And then we're going to get over to some clips and then break shit down as we go. Or should I do the clips first? Fuck it.
Who feel mythic. There are characters in gaming who are iconic, and then there are characters who feel mythic. Characters who don't just exist inside a story. They reshape it, they bend it, they defy it. And for me, no character embodies that more than Kain. Not as a hero, not as a villain, but as something far more interesting. Gaming's greatest anti-hero. And I don't say that lightly. I grew up with the Legacy of Kain. I remember the exact moment Simon Templeman's voice hit my ears for the first time. That cold, regal disdain, that sense of ancient intelligence. It didn't sound like a video game character. It sounded like someone who lived 1,000 years and carried every scar of it. I was hooked instantly. Hooked so deeply that I literally have the physical and spectral Soul Reaver tattoos on my skin. This series shaped me. So today, I want to break down properly, deeply, why Kain stands above every other anti-hero in gaming, and why nobody has matched him since. Before we talk about Kain, we need to talk about what an anti-hero actually is. Not a villain you happen to play as, not a hero with a bad attitude. A true anti-hero is someone who operates in the moral grey, someone whose actions can be monstrous, but whose motivations are compelling, logical, even sympathetic. Characters like Kratos, Geralt, Joel, Arthur Morgan, they all sit somewhere on that spectrum. But Kain is different. He's not an anti-hero because he's edgy. He's not an anti-hero because he kills people. He's an anti-hero because every choice he makes is shaped by consequence, not morality. He's a product of a dying world, a broken destiny, and a cosmic manipulation that spans centuries.
Yeah. Born in a dying world. Cosmic manipulation on his life that spans some centuries. This is why Kain who he is.
He's not trying to be good, he's trying to be right, and that's a far more interesting story. Kain begins as a nobleman, arrogant, privileged, flawed, but human. And he's murdered, brutally, meaninglessly. His resurrection as a vampire isn't a gift, it's a curse born from injustice. Kain's fall isn't self-inflicted, it's imposed. He doesn't choose darkness, darkness chooses him. And when he hunts down his killers, it isn't framed as villainy, it's framed as retribution. A man taking back control in the only way left to him. But the real turning point, the moment Kain becomes Kain, is the pillars. When he learns that his death was orchestrated, that his entire life was a pawn move, that Nosgoth's fate rests on a sacrifice he never agreed to, and he refuses. That refusal is one of the greatest character-defining moments in gaming history. Not because it's shocking, but because it's logical. Kain chooses himself, and in doing so, he condemns the world. That's not heroism, that's not villainy, That's anti-heroism at its purest. Kain's story is defined by one thing: defiance. He defies the pillars, he defies the circle, he defies Mobius, he defies the older god, he defies fate itself. Most anti-heroes react to the world. Kain reshapes it. And the brilliance of his writing is that he's always right and always wrong. His refusal to die saves him, but damns Nosgoth. His empire brings order, but enslaves humanity. His manipulation of Raziel is cruel but necessary. Kain is constantly navigating a world where every choice has a cost, and unlike most characters, he's willing to pay it. That's what makes him compelling. He doesn't seek redemption. He seeks understanding. He seeks truth. He seeks a future where he isn't a puppet. If Kain is the greatest anti-hero, Raziel is the perfect mirror. Their relationship is one of the most complex dynamics in gaming. Mentor and student, father and son, master and servant, manipulator and victim, equals divided by destiny. Kain's treatment of Raziel is cruel, undeniably, but it is also strategic. He needs Raziel to break the cycle. He needs Raziel to see what he cannot. And he needs Raziel to become something beyond vampire, beyond wraith, beyond porn. Their story isn't good versus evil. It is knowledge versus ignorance, freedom versus fate, self-determination versus cosmic design. And the tragedy is that Kain loves Raziel in the only way he knows how, by pushing him toward the truth, even if it destroys them both. That's not villainy, that's not heroism, that's Shakespeare. Modern anti-heroes are often defined by trauma or guilt. Kain is defined by clarity. He sees the world for what it is, corrupt, manipulated, doomed, and he refuses to play along. Where Kratos is driven by rage, Geralt by neutrality, Joel by love, Arthur by regret, Kain is driven by purpose. He isn't trying to fix the world, he's trying to rewrite it. He's not a man seeking redemption, he's a man seeking freedom, from destiny, from gods, from the lies that shaped his existence. And that's why he endures. That's why fans like myself still talk about him decades later. That's why no reboot, no spiritual successor, no modern character has matched his weight. Kain isn't just an anti-hero, he's a philosophy. I've said this before, but Legacy of Kain isn't just a series I played, it's a series that shaped me. I grew up with these games. I grew up listening to Simon Templeman's delivery, that perfect blend of arrogance, intelligence, and ancient weariness. I grew up fascinated by this world, where nothing was simple, nothing was clean, and every character had layers. This story, this character, this world, it stayed with me. Kain wasn't a hero I wanted to be. He was a character who made me think, who made me question, who made me appreciate storytelling that didn't talk down to me. And that's rare. Kain isn't perfect, he isn't noble, he isn't righteous, but he is unforgettable. And in a landscape full of characters who play it safe, Kain stands alone. A reminder that sometimes the most compelling stories come from the ones who refuse to bow, refuse to break, and refuse to accept fate written for them. Nosgoth may be gone, but Kain endures.
Yep. Now, the treatment of Raziel, but first started with Mobius. Like Mobius was the one that sent the people to kill Kain, and then Mobius brought Kain back to life as a vampire, told him to go get his revenge. But he was really, being a pawn in the game on the cosmic wheel. But at the end of Kain doing all that shit, and he found out the truth that he was manipulated, and then he's manipulated in the choice to sacrifice yourself, and everything can be restored for the pillars of Nosgoth. If you don't sacrifice yourself, all will crumble. Logical explanation. After finding out that you've been played by everybody, fuck that. I'm not going to sacrifice myself. And from this point forward, I'm going to change the wheel's fate. My fate. Where I'm not playing this cosmic game where I am a fucking pawn in. But about to go off of two. When when he beat Raziel. I mean, like not me Raziel, like he's like one of the warriors of Kain. Raziel is one of the greatest soldiers, sons, servants, whatever, of the Seraphim army. Raziel went to go see Kain in front of the order and shit. and he grew some wings. Kain breaks his wings off and throws Raziel in the abyss for like no reason. Everybody think it's jealousy because he ripped the rings off. But no, Kain had a fucking plan. As cruel as it was at the beginning of this game, Kain is considered a bad guy. He just broke a man's wings off and threw this motherfucker to the abyss. His body disintegrated. Now he's in the realm of the Elder God. The Elder God bring him back as a wraith to go get his revenge. So here we go.
I know you, Raziel.
Real shit. The greatest dialogue in gaming history. No one holds a candle to Legacy of Kain. No one. And I've played a lot of compelling games with great storylines, but nothing holds a candle to Legacy of Kain. I could probably say the second best dialogue in game, and I'd probably give it to Red Dead Redemption. I give it to Arthur Morgan. I give it to John Marston too. I give both Red Dead Redemptions his props on when it comes to great storyline. I give it L.A. Noir. You know, The Witcher 3 and the DLCs to The Witcher 3. Some people say the DLCs was better than the main goddamn game. I almost agree. But it's only because I love Siri. Siri is a hot ashen head girl. And plus I love Yennefer. And I love Trish. You gotta have a story. Trish, the redhead goddess of fire. Yennefer, the dark gothic goddess of don't fuck with her, she'll throw your ass out of a window. Throw you through a she got the horse in the bedroom though, so she know how to giddy up. But let's talk about
Kain. I know you, Raziel. You are worthy.
No. After Raziel wakes up in the abyss, he's talking to the Elder God.
What madness is this? What pitiful form is this that I have come to inhabit? Death would be a release next to this travesty. You did not survive the abyss, Raziel. I have only spared you from total dissolution. I would choose oblivion over this existence. The choice is not yours.
And it's that right there that should have motherfucking gave it away. Oh, who the Elder God was really trying to be like, bitch, the choice is not yours. I bought you back.
Destroyed. You are reborn. The birth of one of Kain's abominations traps the essence of life. It is this soul that animates the corpse you lived in. And that, Raziel, is the demise of Nosgoth. There is no balance. The souls of the dead remain trapped. I cannot spin them in the wheel of fate. They cannot complete their destinies. Redeem yourself. Or if you prefer, avenge yourself. Settle your dispute with Kain. Destroy him and your brethren. Free their souls and let the wheel of fate churn again. Use your hatred to weave their souls. I can make it possible. Become my soul weaver, my angel of death.
Great dialogue. We got another one. He's talking to the Elder again.
As I entered the chamber, I sensed that it had been sealed for hundreds, perhaps thousands of years. And while this room was clearly built when the pillars were erected, I knew that no human hand could have shaped this place, and that perhaps it had never been seen by human eyes. The surrounding murals depicted a winged race, their features so like my own, but beautiful, where mine were grotesque, and angelic, while mine were demonic. I tried to decipher these images, A great war, but with combatants like none I had ever seen. The pillars, raised by this winged race, who thus defeated their adversaries. The winged beings again, writhing in agony, apparently afflicted with the same bloodthirst I had so recently suffered. And throughout the chamber, inscribed everywhere, images of the Reaver itself. Was this what Kain had urged me to discover? I wondered. Lies, Raziel. Do not be deceived. Ah, my ancient benefactor. And I dared to hope we had parted ways forever. Your silence was refreshing, but it lasted. No doubt you have a conveniently inexpressible reason for your presence here. Do not be insolent, Raziel. I am eternally present here and everywhere, now and always. I am the still center of the turning wheel, the hub of this world's destiny. But perhaps not so omnipotent as you'd have me believe. Your hold on me appears to be tenuous. I no longer seem to need you. Yet I'm guessing you still need me. This impudence is unworthy of you, Raziel. Do not forget that you have a task to fulfill here. You are indebted to me. Indebted? You would have me show gratitude for a gift I didn't ask to be bestowed. Do you forget that you forced me to inhabit this vile carcass? I restored you to yourself, Raziel. It was Kain who destroyed you. The very enemy you've just let slip through your grasp. Do not fail me, my servant. I serve no one. Not you, not Kain, and not your lackey Mobius. Mobius is my good servant. I have many. And if I tell Mobius that he's worshipping a giant squid, do you think his faith will falter? You have grown willful, Raziel. But beware, to embrace a serpent is to invite poison into your heart. Kain is a sinuous beast. He will seduce and deceive you. You pride yourself on your free will, yet you let that degenerate deter your resolve. I harbor no illusions about his integrity, nor anyone else's. In fact, I am beset by manipulation on all sides. I merely seek the truth. These are the fathomless truths, Raziel. The agony of birth and death and rebirth. This is the wheel of fate, the purifying cycle which sustains all life. Vampires are an abomination, a plague which leeches this land of its spiritual strength. They obstruct the flow of life and death. Their souls stagnate in their wretched corpses. But the wheel must turn. Death is inexorable and cannot be denied. Your destiny is irresistible, Raziel. You are my soul reaver, the scourge of the vampires, reaper of their apostate souls. Remain steadfast, end the vampire's parasitic curse, and restore Nosgoth. Kain's blood belongs on your hands. Kain indeed deserves to die for condemning me to this repugnant form, but if and when I kill him, it will be for me alone to decide. Kain destroyed you without a flicker of remorse. He tore the soul from your noble corpse, and after you had served him faithfully for 1,000 years, he discarded you in the abyss on a jealous whim. Remember your rage, Raziel. Let it guide your hand.
Yeah. Now you can hear the power and also the manipulation from the elder god as he talked to Raziel, but you also hear Raziel be like, man, I'm gonna still be me. I'm gonna do this on my own. you know, and from the beginning of when you hear the Elder God all the way to get to the Defiance game, you hear like the Elder God is just really just getting fed up. It's like, yo, look, man, I run this shit. The unfathomable truth is birth, life, death, rebirth, and you my motherfucking servant. Now go kill Cain.
Raziel, the failed assassin. You had
Now you
Kain at
talking
your
shit.
mercy, but lacked the courage to fulfill the act. And now you see the wasteland wrought by the tyrant's hand, by his selfish decision to preserve his own life, even when it meant sacrificing the whole world. This is the fate of Nosgoth, as long as Kain remains alive.
An ironic condemnation, given this guilty sin. One would think you'd torn down the pillars single-handedly. What are you trying to obliterate as you drag your loathsome body through this chamber? And why, as Nosgoth descends into madness and misery, do you appear to thrive? Things in this world, I am learning, are rarely what they seem. You, apparently, are no exception.
I am the engine of life, the source of Nosgoth's very existence. I am the hub of the wheel, the origin of all life, the devourer of death.
Or maybe you're just hungry. Could it be as simple as that? Wouldn't that be poetic irony? The great adversary of the vampires turns out to be the biggest parasite of them all.
Do not test my patience, Raziel. I made you, and I will unmake you if I become so inclined.
As your agent, I am beyond death.
There are fates worse than death, Raziel.
Oh, I see you now as you truly are. A cancer, a spooling parasite burrowed deep in the heart of this world.
Go now. Play out your pitiful rebellion and take your place among the destroyed, the used, and the damned. But know this, you are mine for eternity. You have always been and will always be my soul reaver.
Elder God again.
Do you see? However far you stray, you will always surrender, Raziel. Never! Your efforts are wasted, Raziel. That weapon you bear, however endowed, remains only a wraith blade. It cannot touch me.
I will not be your prisoner.
You have no choice. Your task is fulfilled. Kain has been cleared from the board, and this chamber made ready for my more malleable servants. There is nothing more for you to do.
I refuse to bend my will.
It has always been my will you satisfy, never your own.
You parasitic fraud. You are forced to imprison me because I possess free will.
You possess nothing. As you are undying, your soul cannot be returned to the wheel. But it may console you to abide here in eternity with me. Mobius, my good servant, I call you to the place of our first meeting. Return to me here.
Oh yeah. Now, the interaction with Raziel and Cain. Now that was Raziel and the Elder God from the beginning all the way up to, to its ending. Now this is the beginning of Raziel and Cain.
criticize your own work. What have you done with my clan, degenerate? You have no right. What I have made, I can also destroy, child. Damn you, Kain! You are not God! This act of genocide is unconscionable! Conscience! You dare to speak to me of conscience? Only when you have felt the full gravity of choice should you dare question my judgment. Your lifespan is a flicker compared to the mass of doubt and regret that I have borne since Mortanius first turned me from the light.
Yeah,
Now,
it's
the
Mortanius.
fate of the world hangs dependent on the advisedness of my every deed. Can you even begin to conceive what action you would take in my position? I would choose integrity, Kain. Look around you, Raziel. It has become our empire. Witness the end of an age. The clans scattered to the corners of Nosgoth. This place has outlasted its usefulness. As have you. The Soul Reaver, Kain's ancient blade, older than any of us and 1,000 times more deadly. The legends claimed that the blade was possessed and thrived by devouring the souls of its victims. For all our bravado, we knew what it meant when Kain drew the Soul Reaver in anger. It meant you were dead. The blade is vanquished. So it unfolds. And we are a step closer to our destinies. I saw a glint of satisfaction in Kain's eye when the Soul Reaver was destroyed. I did not understand the game that Kain was playing. But I knew a finishing move. From this moment and ever afterward, you and this blade are inextricably bound. Soul Reaver and Weaver of Souls, your destinies are intertwined. By destroying the sword, you have liberated it from its corporeal prison and restored it to its true form, a radiant blade, its energy unbound. No longer a physical blade, it can only manifest itself in the material realm when your strength is fully restored. Once manifest, it will sustain you.
Another of Kain's creatures come to taunt this bound spectre.
I did not intend to disturb your rest.
Rest. A body is needed for sleep. Flesh and bones are required to recline. No, child. All I may do is watch and remember, ceaselessly conscious as this wretched world's history unfurls. Ghastly past, insufferable future, are they one and the same? Am I always here?
How have you come to haunt these pillars?
Kain refused the sacrifice. The pillar of balance, corrupted to its core, stands as a monument to his blind ambition. Now these pillars serve only to bind me here, my prison and eternal home, thanks to the avarice of your master, Kain.
That bastard can claim no allegiance from me.
Then we share a common foe, Raziel. Return here when you have need. Ariel remembers what others have forgotten.
Now this is Raziel meets up with Kain again.
The pillars of Nosgoth, pristine, whole, and uncorrupted. never beheld him in this undefiled state. Yet something profound and indelible resonated within me at the sight. And there, waiting at the very heart of the pillars, was the canker that was destined to destroy them.
I know you're there, Raziel.
Mobius led me to you, Kain, though I might have guessed you'd meet me here.
And if Mobius told you I was hidden on the underside of hell, would you throw yourself into oblivion to pursue me? Mobius trolls for the ignorant and unwary, hauling his gasping prey from the streams of their destinies. Stay out of his net, Raziel.
Spare me your elaborate metaphors, Kain. I have pursued you here for one purpose. You will pay for your betrayal, and balance will be restored to Nosgoth.
And whose will is satisfied then? Raziel or Mobius?
Would I be manipulated by you, Kain? Now, turn and face me. The chase is over.
This isn't a chase, Raziel. We're merely passengers on the wheel of destiny, describing a perfect circle to this point. We've been brought here for a reason. I've seen the beginning and the end of our story, however, and the tale is crude and ill-conceived. We must rewrite the ending of it. You and I.
Face me, Kain. Even you shouldn't die a coward's death.
Isn't it customary to grant the condemned a final request?
I recall no such courtesy from you.
Indulge me, Raziel. All I ask is that you listen. This is the sublime moment of our undoing, Raziel. The ineffable fulcrum upon which swings the entirety of our history. This is where all of Nosgoth is betrayed. In this instant, Ariel, the Balance Guardian, is murdered by dark forces bent on overthrowing the pillars. Her spirit is just now tearing free, lost in the ether, trying to find its way here. You have already seen how she comes to haunt these pillars.
Bound here by your refusal to die, you are the reason this land becomes diseased. As long as you remain alive, you condemn Nosgoth to an eternity of decay.
Be still, Raziel. See this. As Ariel dies, I am being born to take her place as Balance Guardian. Such is my destiny. My God. At the moment of my first cry, beloved, the Guardian Nut Raptor finds her corpse. Racked with grief and tormented by suspicions of treachery, Nut Raptor plunges into a madness which overflows and infects all of the Guardians who are symbiotically bound, including me. The repercussions of Ariel's assassination were expertly calculated. The entire circle descends into madness, and I am tainted at the moment of my birth, instantly rendered incapable of fulfilling the role destiny has prepared for me.
Shall I show you the same mercy you showed the rest of the circle then? You blithely murdered them to restore their pillars, yet your hand faltered when it came to the final sacrifice. What makes you exempt, Kain? You're merely the last man standing. Why condemn me for simply carrying out what you hadn't the courage to do yourself?
Let's drop the moral posturing, shall we?
Right.
We both know there's no altruism in this pursuit. Your reckless indignation led you here. I counted on it. There's no shame in it, Raziel. Revenge is motivation enough. At least it's honest. Hate me, but do it honestly. 30 years hence, I am presented with a dilemma. Let's call it a two-sided coin. If the coin falls one way, I sacrifice myself and thus restore the pillars. But as the last surviving vampire in Nosgoth, this would mean the annihilation of our species. Mobius made sure of that. If the coin lands on the reverse, I refuse refuse the sacrifice and thus doom the pillars to an eternity of collapse. Either way, the game is rigged. We agree then that the pillars are crucial and must be restored.
Yes, Raziel. And that's why we've come full circle to this place.
So after all this, you make my case for me. To end this stalemate, you must die so that new guardians can be born.
Pillars don't belong to them, Raziel. They belong to us.
Your arrogance is boundless, Kain.
There's a third option. A monumental secret hidden in your very presence here. But it's a secret you have to discover for yourself. Unearth your destiny, Raziel. It's all laid out for you here.
You said it yourself, Kain. There are only two sides to your coin.
Apparently so. But suppose you throw a coin enough times. Suppose one day it lands on its edge.
This is great. Great storyline.
It will be done.
Now this one came meet Morbius.
Is set. You needn't linger in the shadows, Kain. It has been a long time, hasn't it? No banter, Mobius. You know why I'm here. Yes, Raziel. You sought to introduce your own pawn into this game, and now he's been swept from the board. By your hand, I suspect. Where is he? Perhaps you should ask, when? How humiliating it must be for you to come begging at my doorstep for Enough wordplay. Don't threaten me. You see, I have the upper hand. How remarkable that the great Kain should succumb to the scepter's power like any common vampire. Still so arrogant after all these years, thinking you've devised some brilliant plan. You know nothing. You have read the signs, but missed their meaning. You believe you are that myth of vampire prophecy, the scion of balance, and that Raziel holds the key to fulfilling your destiny. But your messianic delusions have blinded you to Raziel's true nature. You have no idea what you've unleashed. There was a time when you might have heeded wise counsel when it was offered. Now, your vanity has made you witless. You will have to learn the truth for yourself. You'll be needing this. Your strength will return after I have departed, but by then you will have more urgent concerns than pursuing me. Perhaps when we next meet, you will have learned a little humility. These strange creatures seem to manifest from the very shadows. Mobius's attempt at stopping me was not one of his better efforts. When I found him, it would be my turn to offer a few surprises. Surrender, Raziel. Abandon this petty rebellion. It was I who made you. Your life had played out, and in my grace, I spared you. You are my reaper of souls. You have no other purpose, no higher destiny. Just this. Accept your calling, Raziel. Let go of these vain hopes. Relinquish your will and feed. No. What do you profit from this defiance?
There's some grim satisfaction cleansing agony of birth, death, and rebirth. This is the engine of life, the purifying rhythm of the universe to which all souls are irresistibly drawn. Yours is a necessary and noble function, Raziel.
Enough of your sermonizing. Are you trying to bore me into submission? Why must this game go on? We both know what you are. You will know better than the vampires you so despise. A voracious parasite, cloaking its appetite in a shroud of righteousness. I refuse to do your will.
I can see into your heart, Raziel. It is not your will, but cowardice that keeps you here.
How so?
You know what fate awaits you when you leave the underworld. That phantom weapon you bear is a constant reminder, isn't it? The sword is waiting for you out there somewhere, and you tarry so as not to meet it.
I could not deny it. As long as I lingered here, defying my captor, I was able to postpone what I feared was my inevitable doom. To become the ravenous spirit imprisoned in the Reaver Blade. But that sentence was no worse than the stalemate I now endured. Better to face one's destiny than cower from it.
Harvester of souls, I created you. And to this function, my angel of death, you will
Enough. Yes, I submit.
very good. Indulge your hunger. Yes, embrace your calling, Raziel. You will find that just as defiance has its price, so obedience has its rewards.
And submission is not always what it seems.
That's right. Now this is where Kain meets Mobius again for the second time. During the time shenanigan trip, like, yeah, got your ass this time, Morbius.
The Hilden are merely an inconvenient consequence. They will be dealt with in time. It is a small price to pay for Kain's death. You're a bit premature. Kain, is there a crack in your omniscience after all, Mobius? First, your omniscience, and now your powers. You're slipping badly. This is not possible. The part of me that staff affected is no longer in its place, but you already knew that, didn't you? I always was considered heartless. And now, Mobius, it is time to kill me. Again. Your only solution for every problem. Kill. This is not a debate. You see, this time, you have nothing that I want. You think this will matter? I serve one who has power over life and death. Then go to him.
Go to him.
I am his obedient, his devoted servant. Soon, all pain will fade, and my master will bring me life once more.
Now, he just died. He wakes up in the astral realm. Raziel is right behind his ass with the other blade.
Woo, Raziel behind him.
Master, my apologies. A momentary oversight. Somehow Kain still lives and has unexpectedly dispatched me. Make use of your good servant and
Motherfucker, you die again.
Go to your master.
I release you to the wheel.
Now, when he stabs him with the Wraith Blade, he finally sees who he's worshiping because he don't know who he worship. He just see motherfucking, like an astral realm and pillars and hear a voice. But getting stabbed with that Wraith Blade, he sees the truth. It's like, yeah, nigga, this is who the fuck you worshiping. I release you to this motherfucker. And this is for fucking with me.
Is this what you imagined when you worshipped it? No! And in that knowledge, go and feed it. I release you.
Man, this is poetic.
Your petty actions are irrelevant, Raziel. Mobius was a good servant, but he was of no further use. His long run its course. You see, even when you rebel, you are doing my will.
Perhaps. But something has changed, hasn't it? You didn't foresee Kain's return.
You have both traced your paths along the wheel. This is where the journey ends.
You haven't the means to kill either one of us.
Ah, but you can be stopped. And you will come to understand how oblivion can be a mercy. You and Kain will spend eternity buried here together, praying for the merciful release of a death that will never come.
But I was armed with newfound knowledge, and it burned within me. Redeemer and Destroyer. Mobius had never seen his master until the Soul Reaver purified his sight. Even the ancient vampires had no idea what it was they so righteously worshipped.
We must unite for his successor.
All the conflict and strife throughout history, all the fear and hatred, served but one purpose: to keep my master's wheel turning. All souls were prisoners, trapped in the pointless round of existence, leading distracted, blunted lives until death returned them, always in ignorance, to the wheel. The coin is still turning. But what hope had there been? One cannot fight the unseen.
Only then will the sign of balance dissolve to his true endeavor.
Despair, Raziel. There is no escape.
It was then I knew what I had to do. I alone could end this. Kain. Do you sow it?
Now, what Raziel did was he went back in Morbius' body to talk to Kain and transfer his soul to the blade, because Kain's blade is one with Raziel. Like, Raziel is the blade, he's the blade. But now, since he got the knowledge of all the shit that he been through, it goes inside of Kain's blade. Now Kain is able to see who the fuck runs the goddamn world and the wheel of fate of the birth, death, and rebirth of the reincarnation cycle. Raziel is helping to change the fate of the world. And also, it's the exercise of free will. It's like, fuck the bullshit. We all been played. This shit ends now. So Raziel finally realizes, I gotta become part of Kain's blade so Kain can kill the elder god. So it's like, this shit is fucking great because you expect Kain being the bad guy the whole time. When you first played Soul Reaver 1 and then Soul Reaver 2 and then Legacy of Kain Defiance. But like Kain's story, it starts off in Blood Omen. You got to play Blood Omen. Or if not, just read a synopsis and listen to the storyline and dialogue in that shit. This is what leads to this. Blood Omen leads to these games. It's like, my God, the fucking casting direction for the actors that they chose to speak. is fucking phenomenal.
My death. Yes. Raziel.
And once he saw Morbius transform into Raziel's form, Kain like, oh shit, Raziel. Because like he already stabbed Morbius. He already is in mid stab right now. And like, and like he's realizing the holy shit, it just turned to Raziel. What Raziel about to say. Here we go.
No! Yes! This is how. No! Raziel! The Soul Reaver, pure of all corruption. This is what it is for. This is what I am for. The two become one. Both Soul Reavers together. And the scion of balance is healed. And I am not your enemy, not your destroyer. I am, as before, your right hand, your sword. No, Raziel, this can't be the way. And now you will see the true enemy. Raziel.
And it can't run with the sword.
I saw. So, I am revealed to you at last. What in hell?
Kain sees the fucking entity that runs the world for the first time. He like, what the hell? Like, oh, so you run this bitch. But the first sight is shock. It's like it's a giant fucking squid.
I am the origin of life, the devourer of death. I am the hub of the wheel, the purifying cycle to which all souls must be drawn. Had I condemned Raziel to this nightmare when I cast him into the abyss?
And that right there, when Kain finally realizes, if I would have knew that this is waiting for motherfuckers at the end, me trying to play my game, changing my fate, if I would have fucking knew that this was on the other side, what I would have threw Raziel in the abyss, and that right there will probably be like, the answer would be no. But Kain already made the bed in Blood Omen. At the end of Blood Omen, Kain's story, it's a choice to sacrifice yourself, bring peace to the world, but your race will be destroyed. Or don't sacrifice yourself and the world falls into ruin. So once Kain realized that the game is rigged, he decided to change his fate. So he's like, fuck it. If I'm a vampire now, I need to make a vampire race, because like he was a regular, like human, and he got murdered. But like the murder was orchestrated by the elder god through Mobius or Martanius, whatever the fuck the nigga's name was. And it became a vampire to get the revenge, killed the motherfucking leaders of the pillars. And then they come to find out like he's, like he's supposed to sacrifice himself too. But he blindly killed motherfuckers because, like he was manipulated to go on that mission to do it. But like, like it was in the end when he finds out the truth. And the logical explanation, I mean, like the logical response to that situation, fuck it. I'm not sacrificing myself. I just found out this whole game is rigged. Now I'm about to find a way to try to pull myself out the game. I want my freedom. So that's the type of shit Kain on. And like that's what made Kain the greatest anti-hero in all gaming. And this is what made this game one of the greatest storylines and best dialogue ever fucking conceived. And no one has not came close to this.
spend a deathless eternity beneath a mountain of rubble. You and your soul reaver will go equally mad as the eons pass. The citadel of the apostates will become your living tomb.
Your words are hardening. For you would not fear us unless we could truly do you harm.
No! You are nothing!
False God. This is the end. The final turn of your wheel. Now at last, the masks had fallen away. The strings of the puppets had become visible, and the hands of the prime mover exposed. Most ironic of all was the last gift that Raziel had given me. More powerful than the sword that now held his soul, more acute even than the vision his sacrifice had accorded me. The first bitter taste of that terrible illusion. Hope.
Yep. Now Kain is the new hope of the new world. And that's Legacy of Kain retrospective. This is your best hurricane. I just wanted to make this real quick. I thought this was a great game to talk about. I should have did it on my second channel because like that's more music and game reviews anyway. But catch y'all in a minute. About to get to some music. Might have some tracks dropping later. Working on 2 tracks right now. I got a first verse to one and another verse to another one. A track for the ladies and a track on some revolutionary shit. You already know what it is. And shout out to Live and Learn. You still got your track to do and Charles' track to do. So yep, that's like 4 tracks. Just dropped a track called Lawful Hip Hop. That was Jordan beat. Shouts out to Jordan. And yep. And I guess I got like 5 songs left for the Hurricane album. If not 5, it'll probably be 4. But I know I need one more track for the ladies. Probably 2 more tracks. But we'll see how it go. You know, gotta drop this Hurricane album. But yeah, I'll catch y'all in a minute. Hope y'all have a cool day, cool afternoon, cool evening, cool night. I kind of got a feeling that my fucking chat frozen. My other phone is on that bullshit. All right, hold on 1 second. But yeah, if y'all ever want to play Legacy of Kain Soul River, it's the shit. I know my chat not frozen. Let me just. All right, let me see. Let's throw some fire emojis to see what's popping. Bloop. Okay, cool. Yeah, but it ain't frozen. Bet it up. Well, shouts out to everybody. Hope everybody have a cool day, cool afternoon, cool evening, cool night. Might be back later for an HHN. It all depends. Because we got the Carmelo Anthony situation. We got Israel and Iran popping each other. I think that's the only really thing popping in the news to talk about. You know, but and I think probably something going on in the UK. I know some shit that was burning. I know people's burning up some shit over there. Viva la Revolution. But anyway, shouts out to everybody. Catch y'all in the next one. This is Legacy of Kain Retrospective.